Greetings all. So we're going to take a look at the next problem, which is page 190, and it's going to be problem 10. In a binomial situation, n equals 5 and pi, this is where this chapter is kind of confusing, because later on pi actually means what we all know, 3.14. We know that, but in this case it's the probability. So in this chapter, pi equals probability. Why they did it that way, I have no idea, but they did. So we're trying to figure out what is the probability of 1 given that n is equal to 5 and pi, or probability, is equal to 0.40. Alright, so there's a couple of different ways you can solve this. So if you were to write this out, so P1 is going to be equal to 5, and this formula is in your book, it's just not quite done quite as clearly, but it's going to be 5 minus 1, so this is factorial, and this will be factorial times the probability, which is 0.4, and then it's going to be the opposite, 0.6 equals 5 minus 1. So that's what that formula looks like, and you'd have to go through and calculate it. But here's the deal. Your book, at the back of your book, you actually have binomial tables. So in this example, let's just look at it. So we know this is what it is. It's 5, n equals 5. We know the probability is 4 and the occurrence is 1, and it's 0.259. So probability of 1 equals 0.259. Way simpler than having to do that full equation. So let's do the same thing. So what's the probability of 5, 4, and then occurrence of x of 2? And again, this is on page 756 in my book, but I think it's 396 in your book. And again, it's binomial probability distribution tables. So again, 5, 4, 2 occurrences, 0.346. So the probability of 2, given these parameters, is 0.346. Alright, so shows you how to write it out with the problem, but use the binomial table. It makes life so much simpler.